Okay, welcome everyone. We're so excited for our Men of Plexus event here. And we've really brought some powerhouses to this call. So I'm really excited to share with you guys. First of all, share my story. But we also got 4 other men that have been on Plexus for a while, and they're going to share their stories. So what's really exciting about this is obviously I have my story. Everyone has a unique story, and I think as we start to share, there's going to be things that you're going to be able to relate with. Maybe you'll relate with someone else a little bit more than me, but I think as we start to share our stories, this is going to be very impactful for all the men out there. So we've noticed, obviously, that 50% of this world, there's men out there, and there are not enough on Plexus. Who would agree with that? So we are going to start this call off. We're going to be more consistent with having calls like this. And we are going to be here to support the men that are getting on the products. We want people that, obviously we got a lot of women. We want their husbands on the products. We want their fathers, brothers, sons, because wouldn't you all agree, these products are awesome. They are so amazing. I have been with this company for about 3 years now, on the products for about 3 years, and it has been life-changing for me. I'm super excited to kind of dive in a little bit more, share my story with you, get a little bit vulnerable with you, and hopefully you'll kind of come away from this call realizing, wow, Plexus is awesome. We need to get more men on Plexus and get spreading the word out there, because this company is really going to change the world, I believe. It's just absolutely incredible what it's done for me and my family, and it can do it for your family as well, and I think you'll see that as we start to share the stories. So I'll go ahead and get started here, and then I'll introduce the men a little bit later on that's going to be sharing as well. So for those of you who don't know, my name is James Jex. My wife is Christy Jex, who is a Diamond Ambassador with Plexus. She's a powerhouse. She's beautiful, and she has just been amazing with this company. She's amazing. She's an amazing spouse, and I am just so blessed that she, well, obviously allows me to kind of hang out with her and hasn't kicked me to the curb, but that she has believed in me and she introduced me to Plexus, and it's really, guys, it's really changed my life. So to kind of dive in here, like I mentioned before, 3 years ago is when I started. About 3 years, 3 months ago. So my wife had just started these products. I was just like, you know what, do whatever you want to do. It's one of those, special potions or whatever it is to help you out. I just didn't believe in all that stuff. I was a skeptic, like the majority of us, right? There's a lot of things out there that we just kind of shake our heads and go, oh, geez, whatever. But she was kind of in a state where, you know what, I might as well just give this a shot and just kind of see what happens. We both actually went to a presentation where we saw Emily and Brooke, who are both Diamond Ambassadors now with Plexus, kind of share a little bit about the products. And I was sitting back there, I had my little newborn Benji with me, and I was just like, oh my gosh, are we really at one of these meetings? But as I started to listen, it intrigued me a little bit. And Christy decided to take the products, and I gave her the thumbs up. Hey, might as well. She's not feeling good, might as well go ahead and give it a shot. So after 3 months, I saw that she was starting to have results. She started to feel better. She had more energy. And I just thought, you know what? Why not? Why shouldn't I just give this a shot? Because 3 years ago, I was just in a place physically where I was struggling. I was, I had no energy. I literally pretty much had Dr. Pepper just pumped directly into my veins all day long. I'd have like 2 in the morning. I would take 2 or 3 during the day, and then at night, just before I go to bed, I'd pop another 2. And I was just drained. I didn't have any energy. I started to put on some excess weight. And when you're not feeling good, it's really hard to kind of show up in life. You wouldn't agree with that. When you're not feeling good, all you want to do is just kind of lay in bed. You're not showing up for your kids. You're not showing up for your spouse. And in fact, your spouse is probably like, just get away from me. Why don't you go to bed? Because when we're just, it impacts us in so many different ways. When our health isn't good and we're not on top of things, it can affect us emotionally, mentally, and obviously, physically, it can just wear on us. So I was just to a point where, I needed a change. And what was really exciting for me is after a few weeks on these products, I started to feel different. The first thing that I noticed is I was getting my energy back. I actually felt like I had a little bit more control about what I was putting in my mouth every single day. Where before I just felt like, man, in order for me to survive, I just had to get a candy bar, or I had to throw down that Dr. Pepper, or another soda, or just to kind of, get me through the day. I felt like I just had to stuff myself with junk food. And so with these products, I noticed real quick, I got that control back. I felt like I could actually make, a little bit more some healthier decisions with what I was already doing. So my energy started to change. I started to feel better. I started to lose some of that extra weight that was coming on. I was just at that point. I was 35 at the time. Well, 36. I'm 39 now. And I was just at the point where, you know what, this is just kind of how it's going to be. I'm going to just start putting on weight. I'm not going to be feeling good. I'm just heading in a direction that, that most 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds head down, where your health just starts to decline. And I just kind of thought that was just going to be the case for me. So when this happened to me and I started to feel better, I started to be more active because of it. It truly changed my life. It changed everything. I was able to show up more. I had more energy for my kids, and I could show up more for my spouse in ways that I wasn't able to do before. And it impacted us in ways that, I can't really go, I could spend hours talking about how it's impacted me in my life. So as you can tell, I'm extremely excited about these products, extremely excited about what it's done for me. Fast forward 3 years from now, obviously I kind of feel like I'm in the best shape of my, life. I don't really remember what it was like back, when I was in high school, but I just, I feel great. I feel like I can go out and do things that I always wanted to do. I feel like I can be active. I have energy again. I'm not, when I sleep, I actually feel like I get a good, nice, deep sleep, and I'm refreshed in the morning and ready to take on life and take on the challenges and also the exciting things that are out there. So what we're going to do, I'm really excited because we got 4 awesome guys here that are going to share their stories as well with us. And we're going to go ahead and get that kicked off here. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce every single one of them. First of all, we're going to start off here with Tyson Tucker. I met him at convention here just a few months ago, and this guy is awesome. So I'm excited for him to share his story. After Tyson, we're going to have Josh Halls. He's going to go ahead and share his story, and then we'll go with Mark after that. And then Sean, you're going to finish us off, all right? Bring the house down. So if you guys can just go ahead and just introduce yourselves, tell us a little bit about yourselves, and then tell us about your Plexus journey. I'm super excited to hear all of your stories. So Tyson, take it away.
Hi, everybody. Like you said, my name is Tyson Tucker. I am 33 years old. I live in Rock Springs, Wyoming. I've been taking the Plexus products for about a year now. It's kind of crazy that it's already been a year. But when I started Plexus, I didn't really have any huge major health issues, probably like most people did. But I decided to take them because I saw what it did for my wife. I know this is more of a men's conference type of thing that we're talking about, but you can look up her story, but it did so many things for her. So I'm like, I'll be supportive and I'll take them too. And the really only health issue that I had was high cholesterol and high blood pressure that was just genetically given to me from my parents. And when I started the products, I was probably So like I said, yeah, the only thing I really wanted to fix was my cholesterol. But it's fixed so many other things as well. When I was about 6 months into my Plexus journey, I got some lab work done, and I was blown away from my lab results. My cholesterol dropped in all areas, and my HDL actually increased, which is good. My cholesterol in the past has been up to about the 500s, and it dropped all the way down to 160. Yeah, it's still in the high level range, but I was only on the products for about 6 months. So I would not be surprised now that I'm a year in if my lab work showed for my cholesterol that I'm actually in a normal range. I'm so excited to get my lab work done next year. So that's kind of why I started with the products. I saw what it did for my wife. I really wanted to fix my cholesterol, and it did just that. And also something else is I've always been big into fitness and working out and trying to lose weight. And I've actually lost 30 pounds this year, which I'm actually pretty proud of. For 5 years, I was yo-yo dieting. Yeah, I would go down from like 218 down to 200. I couldn't break that 200 mark. I'd always get around 202, and then I would binge eat, and I was the fast food junkie. I loved to go to Wendy's and get the 4 for $4 menu and then add an extra sandwich on top of that, or go to any dollar menu place, Del Taco, and get like 2 tacos, a burrito, and just eat a bunch of crap. And Plexus has really helped me with those cravings. I don't eat fast food anymore, hardly ever, maybe like once a month. And I know that's the Plexus products really helps me control those cravings. Something else that Plexus has done for me, there's been so many other things that have just kind of surprised me, because like sometimes I sit here and I'm like, I feel so good. Do I really need these products? And then I think about the past, about how many things have changed. Like, and they're all just like little, small, insignificant things, but I've had problems with lots of little things, and so many things have changed. Like, I used to get really anxious for work, especially Sunday night. And I would just dread going to work on Sunday night, get ready for the week. And that anxiety has pretty much gone away. I don't stress about work hardly at all anymore. Like I said, I don't sell these Plexus products. I'm actually an electrical engineer. I work for the power company. And it's really helped me to be more efficient at work. I'm not so tired, especially when I get home. I used to hit a wall every single day since I got home. I was so tired, but I don't have those afternoon crashes anymore, which is great. I think a lot of that's because the supplements help me sleep through the night. When I used to sleep at night, I used to check my alarm clock about every hour. I would wake up every hour thinking I overslept, and now I can just relax. The anxiety's gone, and I can just enjoy my sleep. And I trust my phone that I didn't oversleep, and I don't have that problem anymore. So another issue that kind of surprised me that Plexus helped me with was about 7 years ago, I drank some bad water at the company I worked for, and I had IBS issues that I thought I would never ever be able to fix. I went to the doctor, and they just said, "You have IBS. There's nothing we can really do." And ever since I've been on these products, about 3 months in, my IBS was kind of cured, I guess. It was so frustrating. I used to go to the bathroom, and I'd be on the toilet for like almost an hour. It took up so much of my time. But the biggest issue was I could never fully eliminate. I'd get like 95% of it out, and there'd be like just 5% I could never get out. And probably oversharing, but I haven't had that issue for like months now, like 6 months. And so I would never want to go back to that. It was just eating so much of my time just being in the bathroom. So that's another thing that Plexus has helped me with. Let's see if there's anything else. Also, like I said, I've always taken fitness pretty seriously, and I've always felt guilty about not eating any fruits or veggies. I've slightly increased my fruit and veggie intake. I eat about 1 fruit, 1 vegetable a day, but I don't feel nearly as guilty about it anymore, because I know I'm getting my supplementation from the Plexus products, and it's helping me to get bigger and stronger, and I like that. So other than that, that's pretty much my Plexus story, and thanks for hearing my story.
All right, thanks, Tyson. So real quick before you hit mute, Tyson, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to share a little bit about the business side as well. I know you mentioned that
Sure.
you're not sharing a whole lot, but your wife's really into it, and
Yeah,
um,
I don't really work the business, but I try and be as supportive as possible. That's why I'm on this call tonight. I think it was Christy that told my wife something a long time ago. It's like, once you start taking these products, it's hard not to share. And I totally agree. I share with all my coworkers. I try and share with my family. I'm still working really hard on my family, but I've gotten a few coworkers to try the products, and also the finance side of it. It's blessed our family tremendously. I can't be more grateful than that my wife's able to bring in an income and help pay for some of our family finances. But yeah, the business has been just as much of a blessing as the products have been for me.
yep. All right. Thanks for sharing. So yeah, so once you start to see the results and it starts to impact you, it becomes really easy to start to talk about it, share it with others, and we need more men out there, sharing and letting people know how it's impacted them. So thanks, Tyson. That was awesome. So next we're going to hear from Josh. So I'm excited to hear Josh's story. So if you want to go ahead and unmute yourself there, tell us a little bit about, yourself. Tell us about your Plexus journey, also, health-wise, business-wise, and we'll go from there. All right, take it away. Oh, I can't hear you. Oh, I'm not hearing you. Is anybody else hearing him? Let's see, let's try that now.
I'm on my wife's now. Can you hear me now?
We can hear, yep. We can hear you.
All right.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. Well, thank you. I'm grateful for this opportunity to share about Plexus. I haven't been on the products for super long. I've been on them for about 2 months now. And I'll go through my journey and my experience and why I've decided to start the product. So when my wife a couple months ago she was having chronic sore throats and she was very sick. She was taking naps every day, just wasn't feeling very good. We were going to doctor after doctor. And it was surprising to me, who my wife and I both work in the health field as nurses. We would go see these doctors and they would just tell us, well, we don't really know what the problem is, but here's a steroid for you. And if anybody who has taken medication before knows that overuse of steroids for females especially is not beneficial in any way. So we had seen our second ENT, our fourth doctor for her. And again, the doctor said to us, hey, let's do another 7 weeks of steroids, which would have put her at like 4 or 5 months of steroid use, which is just absurd to me. They teach you all the health wrecking that overuse of steroids does. So finally, a friend reached out to her, Nicole, who everybody knows, said, please just try this product. I mean, you've seen all these doctors, you've spent all this money, you're not getting any better. Please try this product. It'll bless your life. So Jessica started taking Plexus and she told me how much it was. And I said, if it's going to make you feel better, I would pay an arm and a leg. I would pay whatever it costs to get you feeling better, because we've seen the doctors, we've seen all these specialists, and nothing's helping. So she starts on Plexus, and 3 months later, everybody tells you, try it for 3 months. You've got to give it time. And that's true. You've got to give your body a time to adjust to the changes that you're trying to put forth. And so 3 months later, Jess turns to me and goes, I just don't think it's helping. And so a friend of hers, Katie, who's a good friend, says, hey, take a picture of yourself and maybe reflect a little bit on your journey. So Jessica took this picture of herself, and it was astonishing, the changes that we had seen just within 3 months of a picture of herself. The inflammation was gone. The bags under her eyes was gone. And then she stepped back and realized, you stop back to smell the roses and you say, gosh, I'm no longer taking naps in the middle of the day. I'm no longer getting these crashes. And you know what? My sore throat, I guess I just didn't really pay enough attention, but it's been gone. For a couple of weeks now, I haven't felt this sore throat that I've had for 6-7 months. So I was just astonished. I was like, that is so amazing. Good for you, sweetie. I'm happy for you. do what you're going to. And so she decided to sell the product. And I said, as long as you believe in the product, sell it. I'm all about it. I'll help and I'll be supportive in any way, but I'll support you hands down, whatever you need to do. So Jess starts selling this product, and this is where my story comes in. I like to think I'm a very healthy person. I like to think I eat healthy. I like to think I exercise a ton. I'm in good shape. I, play basketball every other week, and I go to the gym 3 or 4 days a week. And if I can't get to the gym, I go running. Like, I'm a very healthy person. And so to me, I was just like, I don't need the product. I don't take supplementation. I don't, I'm healthy. I feel great. I don't need it. And then Jessa said, well, why don't you try the pink drink? Because I'm a nurse. I work at a hospital. I go in at 6 a.m. and I come home at 5, 4, 3, whenever they let me go. And I'd go to work. I'd eat my breakfast. I'd go to work. And then from the time I get there at 8 o'clock till noon, I would probably have 46 graham crackers because I'm hungry. I'm starving. And I just feel like I have to get energy. And then I'd eat my lunch. I'd come back from lunch to work some more. And I'd say, where are the M&Ms at? I need candy. I need graham crackers. Where's this food? I'm starving. I'm falling asleep. I need energy. What's going on? And again, I like to think I'm a healthy guy. I drink nothing but water. I don't drink soda pop. I don't drink tons of sugary drinks. But again, I'd get back from lunch and I'd say, I need more energy. I need sugar to keep myself awake at work so I'm not falling asleep at computers, to keep my mind clear so I can go in and, assess my patients and make sure they are, doing the healing process they need to go home. So Jessica finally tells me to try this pink drink. And I mean, I know most people say it takes time for them, but the first time I tried a full pink drink, I could not believe the change I immediately felt. I went to work later that day. So I took the pink drink in the morning, went to work that day, and I was just like amazed I didn't have 1 graham cracker before lunch. And then I ate lunch. I came back from lunch and I didn't need an M&M. I didn't need sugar. I went the whole day, come home, and I'm like, holy smokes, this is incredible. And I absolutely love that pink drink. I will no longer go without it. I absolutely have to have it because I believe it has helped me keep the balance of my blood sugars to where I don't need snacks all day long to keep my energy up. So then I decided to purchase a pack with the protein meal replacement, with Ease, and with the Mega X, just kind of the simple pack. And I started taking that meal replacement every morning with my protein drink on my way to work or after the gym. And every morning, without a doubt, my pink drink first in the morning. Before I go to the gym, before I go to work, I have that pink drink because I know it's helping me cut out the munchies. And if any of you who have ever tried to lose weight in your life, you realize that if you are munching, you are not losing weight. There's no way, because your body's going to store those munchies that you're eating all day long and pack it right onto your belly. That's what it does when we munch. And so 2 months later, I didn't realize I had any weight to lose, and I've lost 5 pounds. My 6-pack is coming back. Now, yes, I do exercise, but I mean, I'm starting to see that shedding of that because I'm not munching anymore. I'm starting to see that shedding off my midsection to where you can't lose if you're munching happy. And I was, like I said, 46 graham crackers or more before lunch because I just felt like I had to be eating constantly. And that pink drink has really helped curb those munchies and that hunger because of all the benefits that it has. So then I started the triplex, thinking, God, I'm healthy. I don't really have issues in my gut. I don't feel like I need it. But my wife said, just give it a shot, try it out. And I've been doing that probably for 3 weeks now. And I've been, again, astonished at how much better I felt. I didn't realize that maybe I've just grown so accustomed to maybe not feeling like I did back in high school or whatnot. But I started taking this triplex and I've realized, man, I can eat my foods and I didn't realize this was happening, but I'm not feeling bloated or feel like I can't keep eating if I wanted to, And I just feel so much better in the stomach area with the ability to digest foods and feeling the absorption. So like I said, I'm very big into being healthy and exercising. And I've noticed since I felt like my gut has been cleaned, that I feel like I'm absorbing foods better. And that, matriculates into being able to build muscle or to become cut, or to bulk or to cut. I feel like that's helped me a ton as I've worked out. I've started to see the benefits of my exercise quicker. I've been exercising now consistently for about a year since I've been finished with nursing school. And recently in the last 2 months since I've taken Plexus, I've started to notice things a lot quicker because I feel like my body is absorbing quicker now that I've kind of cleaned it out, put in the healthy bacteria. There's just, if your gut isn't working properly, everything else that you're trying to do isn't able to, you're not going to feel those benefits no matter what you're doing. If you're exercising a ton, running a ton, you might be saying to yourself, God, I'm not seeing the benefits I want to see because our gut isn't working properly. And I noticed once I got my gut working properly, even though I didn't feel like I had an issue, I've started to see those benefits come a little bit quicker. It's not a quick fix. No, not by any means, but you start to see those results. And I'm telling you guys, once you see results, it's so much easier to push yourself to work a little harder, not only in the gym, but with staying consistent with your Plexus. Because if you can be consistent, your results will also be consistent. I also was getting up about every morning at 4 a.m. to use the restroom before Plexus. It was a pain in the butt because I drink a ton of water, like I said, and I'd wake up at 4 a.m. and I'd be like, I have to wake up literally in 35 more minutes. I couldn't literally just sleep, stay asleep. But now that I've been on Plexus, now that my gut is in the healing process, I no longer wake up before my alarm clock to use the restroom, to ditch off excess sugars in my bodies or excess waste in my body. I now sleep in to when my alarm clock goes off. I wake up with energy to get to the gym and have the energy I need to do my workouts, to go to work and to take care of patients and feel like I'm not putting their health at risk because I'm falling asleep at my desk or anything like that. It's really been a benefit to me, and I've loved how I felt, and I'm going to continually enjoy the process of Plexus. And just like Tyson said, the minute I started that pink drink, I started telling all my buddies, hey, get on this pink drink. I'm telling you, you munch like me, it's going to help cut that out of your system. And there's just so many health benefits. If you're trying to see results, whether it's weight loss or just feeling better, in this day and age with the foods that we eat, even though they say, hey, this food's healthy, it's processed in such a way that I just don't believe there are truly healthy foods out there anymore unless we're helping our body to be able to digest and absorb those nutrients and then to shoot those out to the rest of our body. We just need the help, no matter how healthy we think we are. And that's my Plexus journey, and I'm excited to continually go on this process and this journey with all of you guys.
All right. Well, we're excited to have you aboard. So I love that story because even people that are super active or working out all the time, they need Plexus too. We think sometimes if someone's super fit that like, oh, they've got things figured out. Let's be honest, we're just not getting the nutrients and the supplements that we need in the food products that we have right now. So Plexus, like Josh just explained, can really, really help us get those nutrients that we're just not getting. So right now, Mark, why don't you go ahead and take it away? I'm really excited to hear his story. I heard it once before, and I'm excited to hear it again. And this is just another story that can be impactful to all the other men out there. So take it away, Mark.
Hey, James, thanks for the opportunity there. It's not often that I share personal things with people, but this is something a little bit different. And I probably need to start by saying that you remember on Sesame Street, one of these things is not like the other one. That's kind of how I feel tonight here. I'm 58 years old. I'm a little bit older than some of these other guys that have shared their stories already. But I'll tell you, it's a story that I'm really excited to share with you there. I'll be brief in it there. I live in Highland, Utah. And during the last 33 years of my life, I've been in a financial advising career field with customers there. And probably about 2 years ago, I remember sitting in front of a customer there, and I was telling this customer what they should be doing with their finances. And we got talking about eating right and other things in our lives as well that we should be doing and maybe changing. And I remember leaving that appointment, and I felt like a hypocrite. And the reason why I felt like a hypocrite is because of the fact that I wasn't doing a lot of those things that I was purporting that this other person should do. And as a result of that, I made some decisions at that time. My wife, here's the commonality, I think, with all of us here is that we probably didn't do this by ourselves. It started by a wise spouse sharing some ideas and some thoughts with each of us. And I remember, just like the other guys that have shared their stories here as well, is that I was very open to my wife taking these supplements. I didn't know much about Plexus. I didn't know much about what they did or what they could do. But I said, go for it. Let's see what happens. And as a result of her taking it and watching her feel better, I decided that I was going to start on that journey as well. And so about a year and a half ago, we started that journey together. And maybe unlike some of the rest of you out there, I started that journey, and then about 6 months later, I quit. I don't know why I quit. I just got lazy in my approach there. And so I quit. And about 6 months after that, I couldn't understand why I was feeling really cruddy again. I didn't have the energy. I'll tell you one thing about me there, and that is that I've had 10 knee surgeries in my life. I have chronic arthritis that runs rampant in my family. And as a result, I was finding that every day that went by, I was able to do less and less without pain. Well, I made that conscious decision. And while I was on that decision-making path there, I decided that I was going to do a couple of other things as well. And so my path really encompasses a triangle approach here. The first triangle approach is to exercise. I wanted to make sure that I was getting the strength that my body needed. Number two, I wanted to eat right. I travel all the time. I'm usually on the road at least once a week. And when you've been on the road for 33 years in a row, you find that does some weird things to your body. And so I found that as I started eating better, and then as I started taking supplements, as I started taking Plexus, I found that approach, that triangle approach, really made a huge difference in how I felt. One of the things that I did that I continue to do now is I hike every morning. Near our home here, there's a national park called Timpanogos Cave. And every morning at about 7 o'clock in the morning before work, I hike up to Timpanogos Cave and back. When I think about doing that 2 years ago, it would have been a wild fantasy to be able to do that because of my knees. In those 10 knee surgeries, I've actually had 2 knee replacements, total knee replacements. And when I tell people on the trail, when they see me going up there, they say, "Hey, that's pretty neat that you're doing this." And I always tell people about that triangular approach there of eating right, exercising, and taking a supplement. I'll tell you that the results that I've seen have been wonderful. I've lost 3 belt holes. Don't ask me how many pounds I've lost, because I'm not sure. But for me, I've become fitter. I've lost all 3 belt holes. I have more energy as I take my pink drink during the day, as I take Triplexes, Mega X, my multivitamin, my active throughout the day there. I find that those particular supplements have given me a renewed energy that I just didn't have before. And I'll tell you what, when you turn 58 years old, you're going to know what I'm talking about. It just doesn't come as easy as it used to be. I don't play basketball every other week. I don't go to the gym four days a week. But what I do is what my body will allow me to do. And I don't think that I could do this at all without Plexus. So maybe what I would do is just leave one question with you. And the question, I think, is really important. And the question is very, very simple. How important is it for you to feel good every day? What kind of a worth would you put on that? Is that worth $10 a day? Is that worth $5 a day to feel better? For me, I found that for less than $4 a day, I can take my Plexus products and feel great, not only at the beginning of the day, during the middle of the day, but at the end of the day as well. And to me, it's much, much more worth the $4 that I'm spending that I would have probably been spending somewhere else, whether it have been with snacks, whether it have been soda pops. James, I hear what you're saying, brother. That idea of drinking soda pop, if you're not careful, can really wreak havoc on your body. So that's my story. I'm excited. Like I say, I typically don't share these kind of things with people, but because I believe so much in this approach that I'm taking, again, it's not a fix-all. There are other things that you need to do in order to feel better. It's not just Plexus. You've got to eat right. You've got to exercise. And as you find that approach that works best in your life, what you're going to find is that your body, your mind, your mental strength, and everything else that you are hoping is going to stay strong throughout your life is going to be there. It has been for me, and I don't see myself in any time soon stopping these supplements. I'm sold. So with that, I'll turn it back to you, James.
All right. Thank you, Mark. So awesome, right, guys? Gives us some things to really think about. That's just an incredible story. 10 knee surgeries, is that what you said, Mark?
Yeah.
And to be able to do that, have the energy to hike up and do that every single day, it's amazing. So I'm so glad that he shared that with us, and we're looking forward to having him share some more in the future. So, Sean, bring it home, buddy.
All right, no pressure, right?
Yep.
All right, well, let me introduce myself. My name is Sean Gibson. I am just turned 38 this week. I live in Draper, Utah. We just moved to Draper about 5 months ago. My wife, I don't know if anybody knows her in this chat room, but my wife is Emily Gibson. That's a joke, by the way. And she is a Diamond Ambassador, and then I am an Emerald Ambassador. So we have been taking the products. It's almost just about 4 years that we've been taking the products and doing the business. And it's been an amazing journey. So Tyson and Josh and Mark and James have done a great job, and I don't know if I could say anything better, but I'll do my best to try. I'm going to kind of take a little bit different approach. I'm going to just touch briefly on my health testimonial, but then we're going to go a little bit more into the business side and how Emily and I kind of handle this business. And the reason why I want to do that is the fact that when I go to Plexus events or when we have meetings in my house, I always get a husband that comes up to me. He kind of has this weird look on his face, and he comes up to me and he goes, "Sean, how do you do it? How are you doing this business with your wife?" And so I think this is a really appropriate meeting to address that. So my health testimonial, I'm a doctor of physical therapy. I did home health physical therapy 4 years ago, and outpatient physical therapy. I worked 6 days a week. I worked for 3 or 4 different companies. I always lost track how many companies I worked for. Home health, you're on the road, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours a day. I'd pop over to my clinic, see a couple patients, go home, get up early. Monday mornings, if my paperwork wasn't done, I'd get up at 3, 4 in the morning to catch up. And it was a life, but I wasn't really living that life. I wasn't enjoying my family. I wasn't enjoying my wife, my kids, and really I wasn't even enjoying my body. We were happy, but we really didn't even know what we were missing. Lo and behold, Emily forced me on the products, our life really from a health standpoint and from a financial standpoint did a complete 180-degree turn. Like Mark said, it wasn't just a quick fix. It took a long time, but it's been incredible. I suffered from migraine headaches a lot, probably from the caffeine addiction that I had. So I'd have a migraine about every week. And those have been completely gone. I think I've had 2 migraines in 3 years, and I think they're more sinus than anything else. lost 40 pounds, sleep a lot better, have way more energy to do the things that I want to do, and a couple other health benefits that maybe we can share on another Men of Plexus meeting. Let's turn to the financial side. So when Emily started this business, I was okay with it, but I wasn't like, okay, well, yeah, I'm not going to quit my job and do this. You go doing you go do your thing. I will do my thing. But she started to have a lot of success really early, and that meant that my laundry was not getting done, that the house was not getting picked up, and that things were really not working smoothly. See, I worked my butt off on my job, and I thought it was my right as a husband to go home and sit on my butt the rest of the evening. Well, we had a bit of a problem, and that wasn't happening anymore. And we had a choice. We could communicate, and we could say, okay, this is a real opportunity, or I could continue to be kind of a loser husband and say, well, you do that, but you still have to do all your household duties. And I've always supported my wife in her decisions. You know, it takes 7 years to get a doctorate degree in physical therapy. She supported me through that all 7 years, you know, accrued a ton of debt. And then we were, 6 years into my career, and she supported me wholeheartedly. So it was actually an easy decision for me to say, all right, well, how do I do this laundry? And I made a lot of mistakes. I shrunk a lot of clothes, okay? She is the most picky laundry person in the world, but I did it. I started to do dishes, I started to do laundry, and while she was working the business, she was on Zoom calls, and she was at sip-and-sees, and she was doing all this, I told myself, I said, I am not an idiot. I can see the financial benefit of this. I can see her potential, and I am ready to go hand in hand with her all the way. And there were times where I was like, okay, is this going to stop? Is she going to keep going? And it was easy to see that she wasn't going to. And so I tried to find ways not to be a roadblock in her Plexus business, but more of a helper. What could I do around the house? Let's put the kids to bed. Where can I take the kids? All that stuff. And really, the moment that I really just said, okay, I'm all in, babe. What do I need to do? I'll scrub toilets. I'll change more diapers. I'll do whatever. And the big mistake that I see a lot of husbands make is they are not willing to help out with that stuff. They are not willing to do more laundry. They're not willing to do the little things to help their wife to make them succeed. And Emily and I see it a lot, and it's kind of sad where there's really sometimes a lot of husbands are the opposite, and there's been amazing stories of wives that sacrifice a lot just so that they can get on the products and see the health benefit and a lot more. So that's really my maybe my 2 cents in this, is that if you see your wife passionate about this, I'm all about enabling and helping someone that has a passion and that's found their passion. And I'm sure most of your wives that are on this call are passionate about this business. I share when I can, just like these other great men have talked about. I'm not afraid. I love the products and what they've done, and there's really no fear in sharing the health benefits. But really, if you want to see the success, and I imagine that most of your wives are really the driving force, is that find one thing that you can do to not get in her way, and to really maybe step aside and go hand in hand in this business. And I can almost guarantee that if you do that, if you can find one thing or many things to do to help her out in this business, you're going to find that she's going to take off even more, because We see a lot of women try to do this on their own, and not many can go all the way when there's a husband that doesn't help out. There are some, but there's not many. But we know many, many people that have really kind of taken this bull by the horn, and they've worked as a team to really rise up together to make this a successful business and financial situation. So, you know, many of you know our story. We were $150,000 in debt with student loans and credit card debts and medical bills, and working 6 days a week. And now I work 3 days a week in a job that I love, outpatient physical therapy, helping people that have had 10 knee surgeries and things like that feel better. You know, I'm with my kids all the time, maybe sometimes even too much, but I'm with my kids a lot. I get to spend many wonderful vacations with my life and with my wife that we really didn't even dream that we could. And then we just moved into our home, our dream home, really. And it's all due to Plexus and, you know, the amazing people that we surround ourselves with. And really the base is the amazing products. We wouldn't have this without the amazing products. So, yeah, I'm always free for questions. You know, if you see me at an event, please come and talk to me. And I just love sharing our story. And thank you, James, for doing this, and the other guys for sharing their story. You guys are awesome. Go Men of Plexus.
Yep. Thanks, Sean. So obviously all these stories, I mean, they're all so different, but I can relate to all of them as well. So thanks, Sean, for sharing that. First of all, I just wanted to say you know, Sean kind of talked a little bit about the financial side. So for us, when we started this 3.5 years ago, we were just in a situation where, you know, I was working, you know, 50, 60 hours a week, and we weren't doing that great. Our debt just kept continuing to increase. And when we started this, you know, real quickly, Christy was able to start to bring in some supplemental income that had a real impact in our household. And about a year in, she was making 6 figures in this business. And now she's making multiple 6 figures in this business, which is absolutely incredible. In fact, today, the problems that we're having is I'm around too much. So we've got to figure out a way for me to get out, because it's provided a lot of freedom for our family.
Mountain biking.
I know, Sean, we got to do that again. So yeah, I need to get out of the household more. But those are really good problems to have, wouldn't you say? So, you know, right now we're debt free. We're building a house of our dreams. We're excited. We've got a 3-acre lot that we just bought, and we're putting a beautiful house on it. It is so exciting. But what's so exciting is, I mean, that's awesome, but we also are helping people with their health. I'm feeling better than ever. My wife's feeling better than ever. We're giving the supplements to our kids, and it's impacting so many people, like these awesome men that just shared their stories today. So what we want to do is we definitely want to create some support for men. We're going to be out here a little bit more. If you guys want to reach out to me, some of you men out there, reach out to me, please feel free to do that. We're going to create a situation where men are getting more support. Unfortunately, we just have too many men out there that are just silently suffering. I don't know why we do it. We try to be tough. We try to act like we've got things together, but in reality, we don't. So we need our women to love us enough to take care of us and just hold our hand and say, listen, take these products. They're going to help you. Be consistent on them. And, you know, not only is it going to help us with our health for $4 a day, like Mark was saying, but it can also have a huge impact financially as well. What we want is we want more power couples that are working together, like all of these men and their wives, and sharing this incredible business. Because this business 3 years ago, it was great. Now it is awesome. They keep coming out with more products. It's just become an incredible lifestyle, and we're excited to share more. So we've gone a little bit over time here. I guess we like to talk a little bit too much. It was our opportunity to talk, so we took it. So thank you again for being on this call. Thank you for all of those that shared. We're going to be doing this more often. We're going to be creating some more content for men, and we're just going to start to bring a whole new vision to Plexus and the men getting involved more. So thank you, everyone. Have a good night. We love you all, and keep on sharing and spreading the good word. Have a good night.